What is up, y'all? If you joined us for the live stream, you will already know this is what we tied. It's the Mayfly Baetis Nymph. Let's go ahead and tie one. Alright, so this is going to be the bead-headed version, using a small gold bead head on this one. It's a size 10 nymph hook, gold bead. This is a great fly to throw in the early spring. It is Mayfly Baetis Nymph. So let's go ahead and get this started. Just getting my hook in my bead. Like so. Little gold bead head. And you can tie this without one. On the live stream that I mentioned, we tied one without a bead head, and then we tied one with a bead head. And both of them work. It's just a matter of what your preferences are and what the fish's preferences are. Sometimes they want that gold bead, sometimes they don't. So just kind of got to pay attention to what the fish want. But once I get this on here, we'll go ahead and get started. Big old fat sausage fingers, man. It's hard to get those beads on the hook sometimes. There we go. Adjust. And center. There we go. Alright, thread is going to be a 3/0 dark olive superfly flat thread. Go ahead and start that on there. Run it all the way down to about middle, halfway. Strip off the tag end. And then secure that tag end on there. And we're going to work on the tail first. Now, there's multiple options you can use for tail material. I'm using some barbs off of, I believe, a brown hackle feather, but you can use pretty much anything you want just to imitate the tail. So go ahead and lay those on there like so, and wrap them on there nice and even. You don't want them to spin like that, because then the fibers on the tail will be all kinds of out of shape. So just like that, and that will work. Next thing you're gonna do is the ribbing material. Now, wish I could say I came up with this idea, but I stole it from another video. Can't remember exactly which one it was, but taking a peacock hurl and stripping the fibers off of the peacock hurl, and this is gonna make a really nice ribbing material. I looked to see what kind of ribbing material it already had pre-made, or any kind of material that I could use for ribbing, and I just couldn't find something that would work great for this. So I was doing some research on these flies, and this is actually one of the videos I saw. Was the guy took some peacock hurl and stripped the fibers off of it. It just looks really nice. So that is what I'm doing here. So go ahead and secure that on there like you would any kind of ribbing material. Butt it down next to where the tail starts. Snip off your tag end. The one thing though about that peacock hurl is it is messy. When you start stripping off those green fibers, it's like green glitter. It gets everywhere. It's a mess. So just a heads up if you decide to do that yourself. So got the ribbing material on there. Now we're gonna dub a body. I'm using an olive dubbing on this, and I'm not using a whole lot. You want it nice and thin noodles of dubbing. And then you're gonna make sure it's nice and tight when you go to dub the body. Now, I'm sure I will eventually venture out and try different dubbings. I really like this antron nymph dubbing. Works great. But I will try new dubbings. I was getting all my fly tying material at Field and Stream until I went to a Sportsman's Warehouse, and they have a nice selection of fly tying material as well, and they got quite a bit of different dubbing, so I'm sure I'll try it. Dubbing's pretty cheap, so give it a shot, see what different kinds of materials are out there and how they work and what they look like, and you guys will get to see it on here. So just finishing up the dubbing body. Check it out though, guys. We are finally gonna go fishing. It is Wednesday today, or this evening when this is getting posted, so you guys are probably watching this on Thursday. I'm gonna go fishing this weekend. We'll most likely go bass fishing if the weather's still kind of crappy. The river's blown out because we've had a lot of storms, but I'm gonna go try to catch some pre-spawn largemouth this weekend. So if that is a bust and I can't find a good spot to go, then we'll figure something else out. But we are gonna go wet a line this weekend. I'm super stoked. But wrap the ribbing up. Now, one thing that you want to do when you're doing ribbing that I may have mentioned before in a video is that if you when you wrap the dubbing, you're wrapping it in a clockwise wrap. Now, when you go to wrap the ribbing, you want to do it counterclockwise, and it'll help hold in the dubbing. So next is gonna be the back material. I'm using a pheasant tail, a really cheap, crusty pheasant tail to be exact, but it's what I've got, and it works pretty good. So I'm going to cut a few fibers off of that, and you're going to lay those in right behind the body. Now, I'm putting these in a hair stacker just to make sure I got them all the right length. You don't necessarily have to, but you can. I did. It works. Like so. Wrap those in like that. Now, one thing I wish I would have done a little differently is trimmed it right there. I wish I would have trimmed off the tag, or pulled it up, rather. But I didn't. I tried to trim it, but I didn't trim it as well as I should have. There's still some sticking out, but it's okay. The fly turned out nice. It's going to work great. But in the future, if you do it this way, just pull the fibers back, and it'll work a lot better. The next thing is more dubbing for the thorax of the fly. The nymph, rather. You want the thorax to be just a little bit bigger than the abdomen. Then you're going to grab a partridge feather. And this is going to be for the legs. And what you're going to do once you find a decent one, and I got plenty of time to explain this because I kind of screwed up on the first one. You're going to cut you want just the tips of the top of the partridge feather, and you're going to trim off the quill of the tip to form a V with the remaining barbs of the feather. I'll show you here in a second exactly what I'm talking about if it doesn't make any sense to you. But then you're going to strip down the remaining fibers just to form a V. You want the barbs on the fly to form a V. And then you're going to set that, you're going to straddle the fly with it to form the legs of the fly. And you'll see what I'm talking about here. And when I secured them in, when I was adjusting them, see, just like that. When I was adjusting them, I pulled off one of the sides, so I had to start over. But it happens, so don't let it get you discouraged. Just start over with them, and it's fine. You want to tuck them down deep in the bead, and then trim off your excess, like so. Now, this is where I screwed up. I should have adjusted them before I trimmed it, because when I tied them in, they all bunched together, and if I would have adjusted it before I trimmed it, this wouldn't have happened. So I'm going to pull it like so, and I ended up trimming most of the quill, which caused all the legs to fall off that side. Like I said, no big deal. You just unwrap it and start over. Get you another one. So I'm just snipping off a new partridge feather, making that V shape. And then on this one, I'll show you what you're supposed to do. So we got the V right here. Getting them separated nice so it looks like it needed to look. The only reason I picked this is it was an interesting looking feather. But lay it on there like that and hold it. Wrap it in there. And before you let go, trim off your tag end. Then pull your pheasant tail over. And it'll hold them where they need to be. Then secure your pheasant tail. Boom. Now your legs are where they should be. Pull that back up. And then wrap. Snip off your tag end. Now I have a little bit of tag end left from the partridge, so just trim that off. A couple more wraps just to secure it. Grab your whip finish tool. And just do one whip finish right there like that. Now 5 wraps will be just fine. Pow! It's done. Snip it. And I'm going to add a little bit of head cement to the top and the back where the pheasant tail's at, just for a little bit more security. Hold it together a little better, but that's basically it. That is the Mayfly Baetis Nymph. Great fly. A lot of fun to tie. A lot of fun to fish with. Hopefully it catches me some fish soon. All I'm doing is just getting the back of my whip finish tool and evening it out with that head cement. Just like so. And it's okay if you get a little bit on the body as well, but that's it. Alright, and there's the finished product. The Mayfly Baetis Nymph. Alright, you guys know what to do. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bells as well. That way you know when I post new content and when I go live. Make sure you also like the videos. Comment down below anything that you want me to see. Share these with your friends and family. The more views, the better. Until next time, you guys take it easy and I'll catch you all on the next one. Thanks.